Hello, bonjour, and welcome. Today we're gonna finish up the fabrication portion of this guy, the front bash bar for the Focus. Had to step outside real quick. I'm sure a lot of you have already seen the fabrication and what had to go on to build that thing from scratch. But for those of you who haven't, go check out Sarah's channel. But today we're continuing the fabrication part. So in order to mount this thing to the car, we're gonna make some bolt tunnels. So we're gonna be using this 1-inch pipe, and we're gonna cut a 1-inch hole, drop it in there, and weld it up. So I came outside because what I'm doing is annoyingly loud. So if you're wondering why I have tape on the stepper bit, so because I need to make a 1-inch hole, I set the tape at 1 inch so I know where to stop. Speaking of the stepper bit though, I stopped right around 11/16, and the stepper bit gave up. It doesn't want to go any further than that, so I need to go buy another stepper bit. Oh my god, are they expensive. This one stepper bit was 50 bucks, and this was a cheap one. There was one that went all the way to 80 bucks. I mean, obviously I had to go all the way up to one that could accommodate an inch, but god damn, $50 for a bit? We just finished drilling the 1-inch hole on both sides. Now I could kind of better explain what exactly we're doing with this. So the reason we drilled this 1-inch hole was because we're gonna use this 1-inch pipe for our bolt tunnel. So now we gotta see how good it fits. Oh yeah, that's a snazzy fit right there.
That's what she said.
Hell yeah, check this fitment. Snazzy. I obviously need to cut the pipe right here so it could be flush with the width of this plate. But I think I want to keep this a hair backwards, kind of like right there, just so I could have a spot to fill this in with weld. This is the bolt that we're gonna use to mount up the bash bar, and as you can see, it's a pretty good fit. It'll slide right through. So I'm going to cut out a 1-inch pancake shape piece of metal, and that's going to be what's going to hold the bolt head while we drill in a 7/16 hole for the threads. So I'm going to cut out the pancake shape from this thick piece of metal. I'm not even sure what size it is. Pretty thick. Using this 1-inch hole saw in order to cut that pancake shape that we need. I'm going to use this big ass clamp for it not to shake around on me. Pretty sturdy. Wobbly as hell. It's because I haven't tightened it. What a dummy. Oh, that's better. This is the pancake that we cut out with the hole saw. It's not exactly what I was trying to do. It has this like little hat on top of it, but it's actually perfect because that gives me room to fill the welds, smooth it out, and we'd be good to go. We're gonna weld the pancake onto the pipe, and then we're gonna grind it all smooth, and then we're gonna decide how far down we need to cut. This video that just went up is the one that you said I farted in, right?
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious.
I have this bolt tunnel propped up on the actual bash bar just so I could have an easy place to weld this pancake. We've got 2 small tacks on there holding the pancake up. I had to make sure it was pretty centered in here because of the bolt clearance. Had to be damn near perfect. If not, I'm gonna have to do it all again. The pancake is now welded onto the tube. I'm not a welder by trade, but that's not too shabby. Now we have to smooth out these welds in order for it to fit through that 1-inch hole we just drilled. To whoever called me devil food fart cake.
Devil food fart cake. I'm never letting that go.
Thanks, guys.
I just picture a stinky egg.
That's what you think when you see me.
Eggs. You're just a stinky fart cake.
If only you guys knew the truth.
That was you that farted, not me.
No, it wasn't. I was by the air filtration system.
Because you farted.
No. Because there was gas around the shop.
From your fart.
So we got the pancake welded up. Looks pretty, not too shabby. Now everybody thinks I'm gassy. Not too shabby. Okay, let's see if this fits. Yes? Yeah, sick. So now that the pancake is welded on, we have a nice little gap around here for the welds to fill in while still being a little flush. Oh, I could have chosen a better color. Oh. We now know where to cut. We did all that just for about 1.5 inches of material. Okay, so this is the piece that we cut out. I'm grabbing it with gloves because it's still way too hot. You can see the pancake that was welded on there. This is roughly the size that all of them have to be. As you can see with the grinder, the cuts aren't very clean, so I need to smooth out these edges in order for it to fit in that 1-inch hole. Alright, now the edges are all cleaned up, so we're gonna see if this thing will fit. Have to be careful not to drop it in there because I don't think I'll be able to get it out if I do. Yeah! So we still have plenty of room to fill it in with welds right here. So now we have a good visual of how all this is going to end up. We're going to fill this in with welds, and same thing on the other side. But you can see the bolt tunnel now. Now let's weld it. Actually, before I weld it, I'm going to grind down this right side of the tube because it protrudes out a little more than the left side, and we want to be able to fill this in evenly with the welds. So now we have, okay, so now it's more even. Hell yeah, so this is pretty damn good right here. You can see that small tiny gap in between the tube and the bash bar that we could fill in with welds. Same thing on this side, we're good to go. I have this magnet triangle holding in the back side of the tube just because it's going to hold it flush right where we want it to be. And if anyone's wondering why this side is not welded, it's because it's welded from the inside. Cool, so we got a couple tacks on there holding the tube in place. Now that the tube is held in place, I took off the magnet from the other side. I'm going to lay it flat so it could be easier to weld all around. Cool beans, not too shabby. Now to the other side. Now we have to grind them smooth. Specifically this side, it's critical for this to be flat since this is going up against the bash bar. Hell yeah, so that one hole is 100% done and functional. So now you can see exactly what we were trying to do. You can see that hole back there. All the welds were grinded smooth. That hole was drilled out to 7/16 in order to fit the bolt threads. So let's do a function test, see if this bolt will actually work. Yeah. So you can see the bolt comes out, but the head does not. So the threads are now sticking out the other side. That's what's gonna bolt into the crash bar. The head of the bolt is being held in by the pancake we welded in. So the bash bar is now about 90% complete. We're gonna have to repeat what we just did 5 more times for the rest of the bolt holes. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this. It was pretty fun making this from scratch. But like I said, this is almost done and ready to bolt in. I will post the final results on my Instagram. With that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.